So here's a poll that I think shows the current state of our political system. Poll, millennials want third party. This is from The Hill. An NBC News / Gen Forward poll finds 71% of millennials think that there should be a third major party because neither Republicans nor Democrats parties represent the American people. Just 26% of millennials said they think the major parties now do an adequate job of representing the American people. So essentially, you know, people are tired of a corrupt system. Because, and really, I know this is going to sound like I'm changing the topic, but this is important. It goes back to the issue of money in politics. You know, when you have unlimited money in politics, the Koch brothers have done this, they buy everybody. Because when they buy everybody, everybody does favors. Same thing with ExxonMobil. You know, same thing with all of them. And the reason for that, is because then there's nothing to lose. If you're someone like the Koch brothers or ExxonMobil, who every year gets billions of dollars in the checks, then you know what happens if you you bet on both parties, you always win. Because our corrupt two-party system says so. And if you don't believe how sick people are of these systems, let me just read you some results from the 2016 presidential election. You know, Gary Johnson got 3.28% of votes. Jill Stein got a full percent. Now some people would be going, oh, a full percent. But keep in mind, for a third party, that's actually extremely well. You know, you're doing extremely well if you get 0.1%. Evan McMullen, who I thought was honestly kind of worse, got 0.5%. Darrell Castle got 0.15%. You know, it just goes down there. And these are all parties that, you know, there'd be parties like Libertarians and the Green Party, who some people have heard of, the Constitutionalist Party, some people have Independent, everyone knows what an independent is. And not only that, but most people are registered as independent. But the thing is, I think this poll kind of gets the wrong idea. Because it's saying there should be a third party. What do I think the system is? And I've expressed this to you before. I don't think there should be any party. I think there should be everybody's an independent and you run based on ideas. No money in politics, so you can't get any funding that way. It's all publicly financed. And that way, it's just based on the people like you. And the answer is yes, you get elected. The answer is no. No, there's no essentially cheat code of why I have an R next to my name or I have a D next to my name. Which, keep in mind, in some areas is a cheat code. If you go to Texas, you're almost certain to win as a Republican. You know, if you go to California, you're probably going to win as a Democrat, etc., etc. You know, it doesn't matter your ideas. You can be someone like Dianne Feinstein, who's one of the least progressive people in Congress right now. But she has the, I'm a Democrat and I'm from California sticker right there. So she gets reelected every 6 years because she's a senator. She's been in there for 25 years. A quarter century. But yeah, get rid of those essentially cheat codes and just let people run as independents, no political parties. That's what I think would be the best. Of course, we can also go to ranked choice voting route, which would also be fine. Because then, and the thing I like about ranked choice voting is, then, if, say, you know, you want to vote for a Green Party guy or a Democrat guy and you're not really sure, go. Or if you're a Republican, it could be Republican, Libertarian, or it could be any of those. And you can just put the one you like a little more as the 1 and the one you like less as a 2, and then, essentially, you're not wasting a vote that way. There's no one who could say you're wasting a vote by putting that guy as a number 2 and not a number 1. That's why I like ranked choice voting. But essentially, any way to keep the system away from being third party. Essentially, money out of politics and ranked choice voting are the 2 best ways to do that. I'm also fine with. I also think we should just end political parties, but, you know, that's probably never going to happen. And that's it. I'm Ephrom, and good night.